On this week's episode of Friend Code, we're talking about Ring Fit Adventure. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Friend Code. I'm your host, Michael Damiani. This week, I'm joined by multimedia entertainment journalist Sofia.
Hello.
And Michael Huber.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going well.
We're recording on Halloween Eve.
All Hallows
Eve, Huber.
Spooky.
This is a good time of year for you, right, Huber?
It's one of my favorite nights of the year.
Yeah?
Made all the better by a Game 7 of the World Series on right now. My team is eliminated, but,
Same here,
but my
Huber.
love for the game of baseball is enough to and just a Game 7 of the World Series. I mean, like 2 or 3 of these happen a decade, maybe. Game 7.
It's a big deal.
It's a good
for
day today.
People into sports and especially into
Yeah.
baseball.
So gonna watch that. And
We were recording
play a
right
horror
before
movie.
this, so Huber's kind of like, speed this up,
Let's
speed this
go.
up, let's go.
No.
But yeah, Halloween time, we're in fall. The holiday release, you know what? The release season already began. It began in September, but we're in the thick of it. And there really hasn't been too much news in regards to Nintendo. For the last almost 3 weeks, I've been kind of like saying, what are the big topics to talk about? It's been big game releases rather than big news stories from Nintendo ever since they had a big direct back in September with all these announcements. And now we're going to be talking about Ring Fit Adventure today. That was a big release just about a week and a half ago. We're getting Luigi's Mansion 3 this week. We'll probably be talking about that on the next episode of Friend Code. But in regards to actual news stories, I was debating whether to talk about Reggie Fils-Aimé, former president and CEO of Nintendo of America, now is at Cornell University and gave a presentation there, and a lot of people talked with him. Yeah, it was nice, interesting stuff, but not too terribly newsworthy. But you know what? There's a lot of stuff pointing to there might be some news coming in the next week or two. We still have another Smash Brothers fighter, Terry Bogard, who needs to come out, and we need a 5th one announced. We got at the very least we got the Game Awards coming up in about a month, just a little over a month. So
Nintendo drops.
There's news in the works. But for this episode, Ring Fit Adventure, and this is an interesting game.
It is.
It feels like almost a yearly thing. I don't know if you feel this way, but for me, it feels like each year since the launch of the Switch, Nintendo wants to put something out there that is something a little unconventional.
Novelty.
Last year, it was Labo. This year, it's Ring Fit Adventure.
Yeah.
And
Which, this is better than the Labo.
Oh, yeah.
Or I guess more functional, I guess could be the... I feel like most people at the Labo, you made it, and it took you 3 hours to make the piano. Me and Ian did an easy update on that, so you could check that out when we built the piano. And then it just sits there, and you're like,
cool.
cardboard!
Yeah, conceptually, their video they put together for that made it seem like there were probably some cool things possible, but it seemed so much of it was on the end user to come up with that. Whereas Ring Fit Adventure, it's all provided to you. You get to just revel in the content they've made for you. And as they've been known for, Nintendo has done stuff like this before, trying to work in kind of this workout regime, this kind of something to get your body moving, as they put it with Wii Fit back in the day.
Yeah.
And it's they rekindled that spirit and put it into Ring Fit Adventure. And you're kind of seeing a little bit of the same kind of buzz and kind of craze around this. Not to the same extent, but it feels a little bit similar.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We've all spent time with Ring Fit Adventure. Huber, you played it on our group stream last week.
Yeah.
And you got to play it on stream.
Yes.
And were you expecting it to be that intense?
No. No. Because I don't, I go through phases in my life where I exercise, and I'm in an off phase right now, so I have not been exercising for a good 6 months, probably, at least. And I just, I just don't exercise enough. So playing this and feeling the burn and then waking up the next day and having my legs kind of have that after day workout feeling, I was pretty taken aback by it, honestly.
Yeah.
It worked. I felt the burn.
Definitely felt the burn too.
Yeah.
Sophia, how have you liked it so far?
I loved it.
Yeah?
It pleasantly surprised. I also
Okay.
didn't think it would be that hard.
Yeah.
I also am in a space where it's been a while since I've been moving my body, and so it was hard. It was I mean I've had experience with like Wii Fit and me and exercise games. We go way back. The only difference is back when I used to do those at my most fit, I literally was like. I would exercise like 3 hours a day every day. Yeah, I was buff. I was like real, I was like hardcore. Like I'm gonna exercise 3 hours every day. And so I was like, this is so boring. And I'm like, oh, this is actually But I mean, I like the fact that it's fun. I think the RPG element was like so smart.
So smart.
Because fitness games can go like. A lot of them feel like fitness apps. I think it's a problem.
That's a very good point.
Where they feel like with Wii Fit, it's like you get your BMI and then you make like a calendar and it's gonna check your weight and your height and everything, and it's just like okay. And so I'm doing all of this, not accurate at all. A lot of people have problems with it. Apparently, I saw this video of this guy who I guess he made the account when he was like 12,
Yeah.
and then he tried it later, and I guess it didn't register. Somehow, like, that he'd grown older.
Yeah.
So this real scrawny dude was like, it got like, you're super obese. You're like in the danger zone. He's like, oh, well, I think there's something wrong with my Wii Fit over here. Like, it was just not. And like, that's the kind of thing, like, it's never going to be accurate. That's why I like that the Ring Fit didn't have you do all that stuff. Like, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're going to see how far you can push this. And
Totally.
then let's go straight into it. No, like, whatever.
Yeah, I'll also concede that I don't do the whole workout thing very often either. I found it to be very challenging at first.
Yeah.
But I'm also no expert. I want to also say like I'm not an expert in working on anything like that. But I felt like when I first got my hands on it, I could at least tell the difference between all their past attempts and this.
Yeah.
Where this was more about resistance.
Yeah.
This was about
Absolutely.
like pushing, pulling, and posture and using like your core. And like it felt like this one had not just better presentation, but like better science almost behind it.
Totally.
At least what they were showing me made it feel like it was a little bit more authentic. And this actually, and besides feeling like it was working, what it was saying it was working, just way more rigorous. And I think that helped me buy into it more than something like a Wii Fit, like the balance board. I was like, this thing is, come on, this is not really going to be doing anything it's saying. I mean, sure, a little bit, but this felt like a different beast. And I have to say, I was like shocked when I saw like the Ring Con at first. I was just like, what the?
What is this?
I was like, so am I steering wheeling this stuff? And it's like, no, like I'm always scared. I don't know if you feel this way. I'm always scared I'm going to break it. Like it says, like put a lot of pressure on it. I mean, it won't, but like I was so scared to death it was gonna snap. I'm like, okay, I'm not that strong at all, but like, is this really? It is. It like can completely take what you put into it for someone like me.
I mean, I can barely lift a chair, so I wasn't afraid of that. But I was literally like, okay, well, this is really hard. So that was my problem. I was just like, I could barely But I think, I agree. Like it felt really durable and just like I can throw it around and it wouldn't matter.
I think that's a good thing about it. But to also make you feel better too, Sophia, I was very humbled by this. I thought it was like going to be like cheap plastic or something is what I meant. Like, oh, it's going to snap. But like pushing him like, I can't really push this in that far. Okay, I need some work here.
Yeah, I think
Gassing out.
Yeah, and I think there was some guy on some YouTube channel who did it, like he put it under like some weights, like 30,
tests.
40 pounds. It was just still there. Like it was so durable.
Okay,
Jeez.
then that is pretty good stuff.
So it will not break unless you're really strong. Then that's a compliment to you. I guess,
if you break this thing with your bare hands,
Ha!
like you don't need.
Feel proud.
You don't need this. Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing with this?
Well, that's what I like about it too. That it didn't feel like it's not made for a certain type of person. You know what I mean? Like I felt like, a lot of the games that were made for the balance board and stuff, you kind of felt like, okay, this is aimed towards either you just dance. You like to dance and have fun workout. And then you had like, what's it called? I wrote Jillian Michaels Fitness Ultimatum.
Oh,
I
wow.
tried that for a while. That was just like, and like she's just like yelling at you all the time to like lose weight. And I'm like, oh my God, okay.
Yep.
And then there were these like, these like FMVs of her standing there in like a sports bra and being like, we're gonna work out, and it was like very like, and then like the actual like menu was like a boot camp, and it was very, and you could like unlock diet tips. It was very intense.
Whoa.
And so I was just like, oh my god, okay, this is too much. And then you had like My Biggest Loser. I think that was for the Kinect, which was good because you could like actually, it would count your reps and stuff. But that was also like super boring, and it's kind of like, okay, we know what this is for. This is just like a fun game that everyone can do. It doesn't say, like, the fitness felt like just a nice additional pro that you will do. Sure, like the RPG could have been like pushed even further, so it'd be like more like story game. But I still was like, this is just a fun game. I'm having fun. I'm not thinking about working out.
Totally.
Unless you choose those modes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is like, I think it is pretty clever because to simply gamifying it like they have done in the past, I don't think that's ever been enough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because as you said, Sophia, it kind of just comes off feeling like nowadays like an app. It's not, it might be in front of you, something simple, very easy to pick up and do, but it doesn't bring you back for more over and over again. And that was something I was concerned about going into this, is that, is it just going to be like the same looking like levels over and over again? Is there going to be any depth to this? Like, it doesn't need a lot of depth for something like this, but it needs to have something to it. And I like how it is structured, though. I do like it. I like the introduction to this game. I love how it like eases you into this, even setting up the Joy-Con and the leg strap and stuff like that. Yeah. That nice little video, and like if like. At first, it went a little too fast. I know it's slow, but like I was kind of like scrambling. Like, I don't have everything in front of me. It was like, oh, do you want to replay this? I'm like, oh, thank you so much. So nice. But like, it just has like simple workouts you want to try out, simple mini games.
The variety.
Like that, you can do reps and stuff like that, or you can jump into the RPG mode. So it's not just the RPG mode. So that's like pretty cool about that, I thought.
Yeah. I like the fact that there were, because I think for people who wanted just like strictly, I'm at home and want to work out, you had the whole like sets, like how many can I do of this thing? Like that was very nice because that's just like pure workout with whatever you have. But then you have the adventure where it's like, I can just, I mean, I wish there was more to look at. I felt the world was very flat. And I think like just a little detail around would make it more like, more like, okay, sequel. Well, I guess, yeah. I don't know how long this will take to play through. I guess it depends how much you work out. But
yeah, that's a question. So the story mode, like, is it designed where you do one of those a day? I feel like this game needs, if it's not already there, I haven't dug in through all the menus, but it'd be really nice because one of the hardest things for me getting in like the workout mode is obviously the diet is like the hardest part, like knowing what to eat, when to eat, all that. But like knowing the workout routine. Like if this thing had a built-in
alarm
schedule mode it's like, it does. Okay, so it's like, do this workout today. Perfect.
It has like a little alarm thing. So just like the Wii Fit,
After like after you did the first thing, it actually you guys skipped because you went through the setup already on the group stream, so you didn't see it, but it does inform you about that.
Perfect.
The thing, this is where I'm unsure of because I started going just into the RPG mode versus going into like the different mini games and like routine workouts you can do. Is there any way on top of the schedule to set up like pick certain clusters of them and label them as this is workout routine 1, workout routine 2?
I'm not sure.
Because
is it telling you what you should do?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get out is the one thing I would ask of this, it might be more of the community's responsibility to like may have to go search some videos for like what are legitimately good workout routines, like the combination of which ones do on like this is like leg day or this is upper body, like that's I would like to. Yeah, it's still early, and I haven't really gone and searched out that information. But if like Nintendo had an expert and like they could have had some suggestions. That would have been really helpful too. So that on top of the scheduled reminders, I could put this together because I'm sticking to the RPG mode now because I'm unsure if I'm really getting is doing just a bunch of random ones in the normal workout mode really good for me or?
I mean, that was first of all, like Sean, that's something you could do. Just check German efficiency, man. Get in there. Yeah. I was gonna say that was the thing I noticed first was that there were so many lunges, or just like I was like it's very. But I mean that's what you unlock as you move forward, right? And so I would assume that there should be some way of getting a more varied workout because I kind of felt right away like this is very leg and like I'm not exercising a lot in my body. It's kind of the same things over and over again until you progress in the game. But that's actually a really good point that like it I guess it kind of assumes that you would know what to pick when it comes to the single ones, which is not really good.
Like the way my brain works, my ideal situation for this game would be you can only do one section of the adventure mode per day, and that's your workout. So this game is designed to be beaten in, say, like 90 days or something. So like to beat the game, you play a workout every day, and that progresses you in the game, and you feel like you're doing the right workout. Like the way my brain works, that's how I would do it. But I don't know, because like when we were doing the campaign, it was like maybe you should take a break, but do you want to keep going? So it's like, all right, well, I'm feeling kind of tired. Like, should I stop? Do I stop here? Do I keep going and push myself?
You keep going.
What's the ideal stopping point?
I think having built-in goals into the system would have helped. Like, what do you want to get out of this? And it could tell you what it's going to take to get that. Like, when you start a level, it tells you estimated time, estimated calories you burn, and they warn you like this is an estimate. This isn't like actually what you're gonna do because we don't know if you're doing right posture, all that stuff. But like, let's say like today, like I want to burn like 400 calories or something. Like you can either manually do it or it'll tell you this is gonna be your routine. Like you should do 2 levels because that'll take care of like 100 calories, and then you do these other ones on top of it. Just a little bit more, I guess, curation. Yeah. And some more feedback. A little more guidance. Like it can ask you for what you want out of it. It does take your weight. It does take your age. And it configures some stuff based on that. But even like using like workout machines at like the gym, it'll say like, what do you want to do? Do you want to do like cardio? Do you want to do like weight loss? Like what are you trying to do and stuff? And I understand this is like this. I feel like Ring Fit Adventures' goal is just like step 1, get you to start doing some kind of exercise. Yeah. And these questions we're asking, it's like, good, you're interested. Now, there's other things besides Ring Fit Adventure, but at the same time, this is so easy. I think it's meant to hit people who just either don't have time or don't have like the motivation to work out, to bring them to that first step's like the hardest, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I kind of like it that it's not kind of what I touched upon when it comes to like fitness apps. I kind of like that it's not going full out of like we're going to plan everything and do everything, because from like a fitness standpoint, it will never be accurate. And so if you're actually like, I want to lose X pounds or I want to get stronger like this and this, a game won't be able to do that completely, right? And I mean, there are a lot of like it's not going to be accurate, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And like I tried, I had a problem the only time, because I really like how it worked. Like the controllers were like captured and everything. Yeah. The only time I had problems with it was the flexibility like challenge. It was one of the smaller ones where it was just that. Every time, and like these are yoga poses. You're supposed to do them slow. I don't know. I've done yoga for 7 years or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try this and see how it goes. And like every time I turned, it would break out. And so by the time I turned around, it's like, oh, you got to go the other way. I'm like, well, and then there was one you have to lean back and like move your, and like every time. So I was like, okay, this is not working out. It was like that was the only time though. I think they like focused very hard on the things that were going to be in the adventure mode. Got it. And then maybe everything was in like, that was like a Wii Fit yoga throwback afterthought, like we got to throw this in here for like but I don't know, I think it's a nice balance for now, but I think they're probably going to develop it further.
I definitely agree with that. I would also say, I feel like I'm also maybe getting a little bit ahead of myself with asking for all this stuff, because as someone who's coming in that, hey, I need to get back into doing some kind of exercise, and this is like they've literally made a video game with an RPG mode. If there ever was something, it's like come on, like like let's start here, like get into this, and when you get tired of it, move on to like something you're gonna want more challenging and stuff like that. So I want to focus on that really quick, the challenge part of it. So I picked standard. I didn't go to the easiest settings, but I went very easy. My first day with it. Went through a bunch of the routines, and then like the first 2 levels of the adventure mode. And I had never felt like, it's funny because like there have been times where I haven't worked out for like forever, and then we'll go to like a gym and get it like on like an elliptical machine and then go do some like machine weights, and like I'll feel sore the next day, but like I feel like a good workout. But this, I think it was because a lot of the stuff does focus more on like using your core.
Yeah.
And I was using stuff I hadn't used in a long time. And I was just like, every time it had me do something different, like holding my head, holding my back, like, is this real? Oh, I feel this. It's like, I felt so destroyed after such a, it was like it was like 20 minutes of time. I felt so destroyed. And then like the static stretching at the end.
Oh, you found
I
that?
was so... Like, for whatever reason, I was so worn out by that point. I was like devastated doing that stuff. I was like, please stop. I was like, ouch.
That's very interesting because for me, maybe that's just because like my background, because I'm pretty flexible. I was a dancer for a while, and like the stretching did not work for me at all. That was such a weird thing. That was the only thing where like I think they kind of made the stretching, maybe they made it too general or whatever. Okay. But I noticed the next day, like I was sore and I was like, I shouldn't have had to be if I had, but I just what they told me to do.
Yeah.
And the moment it was done with a cool down, I'm like, this ain't enough. Oh no, I won't feel it. Like I spend when I exercise, which is not, it's a long stretch process, but you know, I think, I don't know. I did it on, I don't know if I did the hard or extreme. I think I did the hard one, but I was pretty exhausted. It was, and I tried to cheat it, and it did work, which was pretty funny. The leg push up, the leg lifts. I just had my legs on the floor, and I just I had to test it out. I had to test it out to see. Like these ones, you couldn't really, fool those ones, the arm ones, but the leg one was like so easy to cheat. I was like, this is you aren't getting this at all.
Fit cheese.
Yeah, you got to try cheating it, like just to check.
Are you not necessarily like cheating and stuff, but like the fact that it also offers the option to do kind of like you have neighbors downstairs. Let's like not. Have you used that yet? I do, but like I've been doing mine in the afternoon, so I don't really care. I'm like, it's during the work day, so it's like there shouldn't be anyone there right now, or B, it's like I'm only doing this for 20 minutes. So you don't have to freak out. It's the middle of the day.
20 minutes.
So I haven't actually used the silent mode thing. I don't know if either. We didn't use it during the group stream. I don't know if you've been able to check it out.
I live on the ground floor.
Yeah, so I don't know like how. Actually, I'm not sure what it actually does for like the jogging part. Like, does it replace it with something? I should have tested this honestly. I'm curious what it replaces it with, because otherwise you're not getting the same type of like.
It's more like your I assume it would be similar to the balance board, right, where you just kind of lift your feet, but you're standing on the same place, so you kind of just I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But the fact it offers it, though, is kind of nice consideration, because I saw a ton of people saying, like, hey, I don't live on the first floor. What am I supposed to do with this? And they're like, oh, yeah, about that. But a lot of the stuff doesn't even, like, surprising a lot of amount of content in there doesn't necessarily even involve using, like, lifting up your feet and causing any kind of commotion. It's just, like, stretching.
Stationary stuff.
Yeah. It's surprisingly convenient. The point I'd like to make.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's very good about that. Going back to the adventure mode, though, the RPG, you did mention earlier, Sophia, that like talking about like the content that's actually in there, like the design. You said like a lot of levels felt a little too like flat or plain, I guess, was how you're putting it.
Yeah, I mean, we are spoiled. I know that. We are spoiled by every single game because there's so much to look at. So I guess maybe I was just, for a sec, I was like, okay, there's nothing for me to look around. Like, all I'm doing is looking for coins, and that's fun too. But, like, I was like, there could have been, like, just something. Like, I was imagining something like, like, I don't know. It felt very Spyro the Dragon, but like Spyro the Dragon is like you're flying around and doing stuff. Here, just like running like this. So I was just like, well, I don't know. It's such a small complaint though. Like it's nothing.
Do you think it had anything to do that you're on like a linear path because you don't control your movement left or right? Like you can't like just like start. If I start walking right, I'm gonna veer off in this direction. Was it anything to do with that, or is it some?
No, it was just. I think it was just like I'm spoiled.
Okay.
I'm spoiled by how we have settings in video games now, that I was just like it's very empty, and like some of the like levels felt very similar, just like different colors kind of.
Yeah. I like the colorfulness of it, I guess. Like it looks
the colors
cool.
are nice. Yeah.
I like the flaming hair too a lot.
It looks,
that's cool.
Yeah. I like the environment design. Like at the very least, I hope was it Breath of the Wild sequel has the visual fidelity of this. I mean, the topography, topography, like the flora and the fauna.
Yeah.
They're really nice
Yeah.
in a lot
More
of
fun.
environments. I mean, it got varied enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of color, like the RPG element of it, like the fights,
Yeah.
it doesn't quite come into play until later on after, I think, the second world.
Yeah.
You pick which type of attack you want to do, and it's like color-coded. And eventually, the colors matter more. Like, doing this type of thing will be more effective and stuff. And I was wondering if that was provided enough incentive to try different types of workouts that fit that color scheme to clear things faster, or did you just feel like did it not really matter? Like, I'm just going to do the routines I actually like because I'm good at them, and it's going to end up being the same result at the end.
I mean, I kind of just went the random one.
Me too.
I just picked
for the
but
bonus,
I-
right? You get a little bit of a bonus if you do random, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what Brad was saying.
But I
yeah.
mean, I would assume that it would do the opposite, right? You would think like I'm gonna do the easy one. Like naturally, your brain would be like, I want to beat him quick, so I'm gonna do the ones that I like are easiest. But yeah, I think it's. I mean, everything. The more choices, the better, right? And so the fact that you can choose to either do it your different way or the game's way, like that's just great. It's like no complaints.
The fact that you can fail levels and have to
Yeah.
start them again when this is a workout. So you
I
still
like
get the
that.
workout part of it, but when you go back to the start, it's kind of the motivation factor you have to like go back at it again because like
Yeah.
one, you're physically tired,
Yep.
or could be physically tired, and then like the mental fortitude, that word you
Yeah.
have to, whatever it is that you have to like go back and try it again, especially on like the boss fight ones. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's an interesting dynamic in like how it affects your psyche because it is a game, but at the same time, because you are physically participating in it like a workout and not just hitting buttons on a controller anymore, or mouse, keyboard, whatever like that is. It like the strain you feel. It's kind of a different feeling than playing like any other game. It was a little interesting. Like it's like, do I want to beat this boss? But like, oh, but I have to go through this again. I was
it's
like, do I wait and like when I'm feel better? It's an interesting thing to consider.
Yeah. Kind of tied into like my dream of it of like 90-day thing, play an hour a day or whatever, do a workout a day. It's kind of that same thing where like if you die and you're gassed out, come back tomorrow.
That's when you
That's
need
it.
Jillian Michaels to
Yeah.
yell at you. That's the thing the
Fight
game
through the
missed.
pain!
Yeah. If you lose the boss battle, Jillian Michaels should just appear from a bush and be like, "Listen." I have nothing against her, but she's very intimidating. She's such a fitness guru. I'm just like, I get like
Oh, man.
scared playing that game. Oh my god.
Summon-
Boot camp.
Imagine someone, a friend, getting some co-op in there, like two of you working out
Yeah.
together. And
That'd
like,
be dope.
That's the one thing I was surprised that wasn't pushed. Is I mean the functionality of it, bringing like you can bring multiple Joy-Cons on a system and play like multiplayer. So I was curious to see if they were going to push that angle of like, what if you had a friend come and work out with you and do like a partner thing? Because sometimes people like having like a trainer or someone like hold them accountable and motivate. Like, and in a lot of their videos they show it's only one person playing, but they have like groups of people together doing it. And
Oh,
they're just
yeah, the
passing
little
it
parties.
off, like what we did on a group stream. But imagine having like challenges or something like that added to it as well.
Jolly co-op.
Jolly co-op.
Jolly-
Just one has the leg and one has the ring.
Oh gosh, yes, that is
Yeah, let's
possible.
do it. I mean, I guess that would be the only one who
I think someone actually suggested that on a stream team suggestion, Jolly Co-op
Oh
Ring
my
Fit, and
gosh.
doing that. And it was only one person. I was like, maybe.
Y'all
that could
should
be.
do it and dress up.
Got to bring it back again.
As Jillian Andrews.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta do
So
it.
let's get them on.
Yeah,
know.
camo leggings and like a sports bra and let's go. Oh my God. She's great.
Actually, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, I think this was still, as with Labo, an experiment.
Yeah.
Because fitness games have had such a rough time. In very like it's in and then it suddenly was just like it's so stupid, it's so out, nobody likes this. We're just gonna do Just Dance, and that's the only thing that people like. Like I think it was like this point in like 2007 to 9 or whatever where they were like big, and then it just vanished. And I think that actually was because of phones, because you have all these fitness. You have like the Run Zombie whatever app, which is like I don't know if you heard of it.
You like run from a...
You have like a podcast on basically, and suddenly there you it is like an RPG. Like
Zombie.
you are like a
that's really
survivor,
cool.
and you collect stuff as you run,
Huh.
and then they're like, "Run! It's a zombie!" And you have to like. So it's like you run certain places and you collect. It's like a whole thing, and
awesome.
apparently it's like it's like a really popular
That's pretty
thing.
cool.
It's a very cool thing if you have a place to run.
Yeah,
but,
I knew about the band stuff that people were using, like that
Yeah.
tried to gamify it as well. Also became popular
Yeah.
in the last few years.
And I think that kind of made it so that, okay, people are doing these things now. We don't really need games, and games can't, measure certain things the way that. I mean, you had like the, what was it called? The EA Active that had like the heart monitors.
Heart monitor, dude.
Yeah.
But that was also like, you need all this stuff, and it's going to try and be
Yeah.
super accurate. And it's like, no. Most people, I think, will stick with their phones and their watches and. But I think this was a nice, like, we're going to try something new. We're Nintendo. We don't care.
It's
we're gonna
really streamlined.
Yeah.
There's one apparatus you need. It's
Yeah.
just very, you're in.
And I do think that it's going to be, I don't know if people are going to have parties. Maybe the most fit of the people will have a party. I for one.
Ring Fit Party?
Yeah, Ring Fit parties. I did love those ads. They were so cheesy. I was so here for them.
Yeah, they're
Oh
good.
my God. But yeah, I think it's gonna. I hope there will be a multiplayer. That would be great.
Are there any future applications you can think of that you'd like to see, ring con or the leg strap, like other game experiences you think they could tie to? I know I saw some people already saying, "Oh, Breath of the Wild sequel is definitely gonna have that ring con thing in there or something like."
Glider.
Yeah, like holding up as a glider. Yeah, like the paraglider part. But I mean, to jog your memory or get some ideas flowing there. Any kind of other game experience or something you'd like to see it applied to, or something that wasn't in there that you'd like to see happen in the future?
Would you mean like to use those in other games, or what
Use
do you
the
mean?
device, use the peripherals in other games, and or other games designed around these two, the strap and the ring con.
Ooh. I mean, imagine Pokemon. You have to run everywhere. You have to constantly just walk around, and instead of just like you have to like throw the ball like real hard, like real maybe no, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. You could use this as a bow.
There you go.
It could be a bow. It could be some kind of bow game, maybe.
WarioWare.
Mini games.
Mm-hmm.
That could work for sure.
Imagine WarioWare where you like, if you have special equipment, you let the game know. So it's like, all right, I have a Joy-Con, I have the Ring Fit, I've got a GameCube controller, and like there's Wii or there's WarioWare games where like you need to just like quickly grab one,
Yeah.
and, like, use it. It's like, all right, Ring-Con, go, grab it, like do a workout or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that they will do something where you can use it, but you don't have to kind of situations. But I mean, it would be so much fun to do it in like an unexpected game, which I kind of hope Nintendo does.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was, like, oh, you can use this bow in, whatever.
Someone will beat Dark Souls Remastered with just the Ring-Con.
See, that would be great if you could do that.
100% will be a
gosh.
headline within 6 months.
I mean, that's what I'm looking forward to. Like, how can people like turn this into like a way of using them for other games? Like, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything like that as well. Yeah, I'm very curious about. And I've seen the Dark Souls one come up already. Like, people are already expecting a video of that to happen once that someone figures out the functionality with it. Like, you could totally expect that to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, the bow and arrow thing makes perfect sense, I think, for some kind of game. Some kind of like jumping for like platforming. Like, this game was all about running and stuff, and like you push down and you did the air thrust to jump in this. But like,
Yeah.
I understand jumping is also like upping the level of annoyance to people who live below you if you're not on the first floor or something like that. But where possible, something like that, like doing a platformer, like trying other genres basically.
Like a magic mirror. Like think of the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the like black holes they throw on the. You like hold it up somewhere and you can like go through or something.
Or even like Olympic game type stuff.
Yeah.
Like they have the Mario and Sonic Olympic game coming out, which is a bunch of collection of mini games. And instead of just like hitting the button on a controller,
weightlifting, yeah.
Just making that use like the ring con. I'm actually kind of
Yeah.
surprised that with the timing of all this, they didn't like talk that out and be like, hey, maybe making at least one game mode be incorporate the ring con and stuff. It's like, that would have been clever.
Yeah.
I could see that.
For
Or more like sports related games, like the NBA Baller Beats. Have you heard about it?
No.
It's basically a dancing game with a basketball. It was really dumb. You just basically like I never played it, but I saw a video on it and I was like, this is a thing that exists.
Yeah.
But like I mean, it's I think the problem that they have is the fact that I think a lot of games going to be more VR related when it comes to fitness, and I think people will more gravitate towards VR. Like you have all these boxing games. There's so many boxing games for VR now. Like there's so many, and you have Beat Saber, and like it seems you get more of an immense experience. I think the positive that they have is you can move your legs, you can move around.
Yeah.
The thing that VR doesn't have, where you kind of have to be static. Like I hope that they do something where maybe you get a second leg strap, and like maybe there's something else you can do. Like I mean,
Chest
especially
strap, just strap in.
just get a whole like armor and just like an entire bodysuit. That would be dope. You get like an entire bodysuit with everything you do.
Dude, yeah, just a full body suit, like a wetsuit style, easy to slip into. You're in this thing, you're working out.
Oh my god.
All areas.
I mean, yeah, I think as a yoga lover, I guess, I was disappointed with the little I tried of like the stretchy things, but I do think that that's because the ring doesn't work with the type of motions you do as well.
Yeah, because I've done a lot of yoga and you don't really need like
no, I mean,
a thing, right?
It's good for like it did like a warrior pose, and it's good because you need your back to be a certain way. So holding it made you automatically do that, but it doesn't help when you halfway there, it kind of falls out and you have to turn and then. So maybe like instead of doing that, or like with like legs and stuff, doing leg lifts and all these like crazy whatever things, maybe it would be cool to get a second one so it would track that better. Or maybe like you can put it on your arm or something where it's like you don't need the actual ring. Maybe it would be a cool thing. But I mean, it's like nitpicky right now because I think we're real lucky to get this because it was such a surprising thing.
It feels like one of the best first shots Nintendo has done in a while. Just
especially
like
for Switch.
Yeah, like here's our first attempt at this like random new thing, and it feels like just a big hit. It feels like about those early days of the Wiimote. Just that novelty, that that wonderment, the possibilities, I guess, right? Like there's so many possibilities now with this that I was not expecting until I got my hands on it and played it. And then I was like, oh, I'm a believer. This thing works. This thing's cool.
Feels like a very Nintendo thing, and it feels like it's been a while. I mean, the Switch itself is probably like another extension of that, but it's like Labo also, but Labo I feel is like a little bit more abstract and
definitely.
It was a little bit more complicated. This is a more simple concept, and it felt very much in line with like that mid to late 2000s era Nintendo mentality, just like a decade ago. But it's been a while. It's not. I'll say like everything doesn't need to be focused around this type of mentality. That kind of gets a little grating when everything they do gaming wise is trying to push out a certain type of experience. But I like this approach that they've been doing for like the last few years since Switch launch, where they are going for so many different types of audiences, but like they know better now. Like this audience wants this type of game, and we're not going to give them anything other than that because that's what they really want. But at the same time, we still want to get like this audience that we used to have during like the Wii days, and like something like maybe a Labo, like a Ring Fit Adventure will appeal to, and it's bringing them in. And it's just really nice to see them do something like that in the midst of still releasing all these other traditional style games too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the best approach I've seen them do in a long time.
Yeah, and it is a game that is available to everyone, right? Like the balance board had its dumb limits, and like a lot of the games had certain demands, or like you had a lot of the like I remember the Zumba game where like it didn't even give you like it didn't even tell you like this is the move you're doing next. It just started and you're like oh okay how do I it's the next one like it demands a certain background, I guess, or whatever. And there were so many limitations. This is literally a ring and a leg strap. Doesn't matter how fit or not fit or whatever you are. Like, it can just be for everyone. And I think that's something that Nintendo, it seems, has kind of embraced. Like, we are going to go against what marketing wants, which is, this is our target audience. They're just like, nah, everybody's the target audience here. Most people are target audience. We're just going to put you all in here. And, I think the Labo was kind of limiting because it felt like more of a younger people situation. Like, you do it with your kids and it's a fun little activity. Labo. This is like, Labo cardboard.
I missed
for
Labo.
$70.
I didn't really do it.
Yeah.
It's expensive cardboard.
Yeah.
Jeez.
This is at least like, it's expensive, but you get something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This felt like something more substantial, at least.
Nice.
And I'm happy that I picked it up and I'm using it. Don't know how long I will continue to use it for, but I mean, don't.
Have you
regret
beat the
that.
adventure mode?
Oh no, that's gonna take a while.
That's gonna
Is
take
it really?
a long
it's
time.
designed to be.
Okay, so it is.
I would
So
assume-
And that's supposed to be in like
Yeah,
one-
no.
So it's supposed to take like a couple months then.
Probably.
Yeah, no, I actually don't know how long it is, but I'm expecting it to last quite a while. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's have a competition
Dude,
and
I
see
need
who
to
makes
just pick
first.
this up and like get on it,
Yeah.
dude.
I wouldn't be surprised if like maybe next year they like do an update, like a new $30 game, but it's just like, here's the new
going.
adventure mode.
DLC.
Sorry, yeah, or something like that. Yeah, or it's digitally available. It's like an update to it.
Yeah.
Because they could probably tweak some stuff through updates, like to any like control stuff like that to like refine it. But I don't think they don't need to release another Ring Con or something like that. Update that. I don't feel like that's necessary. But they could just release a sequel, like Ring Fit Adventure 2 next like fall or something like that, and just keep doing that for a few years. I feel like that'll be just enough.
Do we know anything about like numbers and sales?
We will find out when the MPD comes out, or did come out actually, but I don't. Where was it on there actually? If you give me 1 second, I will pull it up. It was
pull it up.
It was in there. So let me get a.
I guess the reason I ask is because it's because I usually think of if a game is successful or not. It's very easy to see how many people stream it, but you can't really stream this. So it's like you can't stream it. Obviously, you guys did it, but I mean like. It's easier for the casual streamer to just stream whatever all the time, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I haven't really seen it. I haven't really heard about it. It's popular for sure, but like, I just wonder how popular.
Yeah.
If people are on board with the price.
Yeah.
Especially.
How much is it? $100?
No,
$80.
80.
$80?
It's still a lot. It's still
After
a lot.
tax, it's like 90.
So it's still like pretty pricey,
Yeah.
especially given all the games that come out right now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
a lot.
the
it's a little bit
$60
of a-
here, $90 there, it just
Yeah.
like flies out. Yeah.
It is a little bit of a crowded time. I will give it that much.
But this is a great Christmas gift.
Great Christmas
I think this will
gift.
be like a Christmas gift. For
Yes.
like parents who have no idea what to get their kids.
So true.
You need to go out and exercise more.
Yeah. So I mean,
This is the gift from the grandparents.
we talked.
Grandparents throw this one your way.
Yeah. I could see that
For
happening.
sure.
We talked about NPD on recent, not the most recent, but 2 episodes ago of the Easy Allies podcast. I remember seeing what Nintendo games charted in the top 20, and Ring Fit Adventure was not in
It's
there.
probably on the next MPDs because aren't they always a month
It came
behind?
out on September 27th. So here
didn't
are
this
the
game- when did this
here
come
are
out?
the
This
September
came in-
27th.
This game came out that day?
Yes.
Did it?
Oh no, it came
No,
out.
it came out in October.
This,
October,
oh,
right?
Yeah, I'm getting this
Exactly.
wrong.
You're a month
Yeah, this is
behind.
sorry.
It's
I'm
the
sorry.
next MPDs.
I'm so sorry.
We're in
We're on the wrong
October
month.
already.
Yeah, I made a mistake
It's
there.
all good.
I'm
You're all good.
confusing. Yeah, it came out this month on October. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will have to wait until middle. I knew this thing was wrong. Middle of November, like the second week of November, third week of
Right.
November, we will get figures for this. Sorry, I was actually getting Link's Awakening and Dragon Quest 11S, which came out September 27th. It's like something came out on 27th of September. Anyway, yes, we do not have the numbers yet. I don't
Yeah.
think we've seen a press release yet from Nintendo that I could find
No.
about the sales data. Yeah, I'm surprised because Kyle would have been all over Ring Fit Adventure sales
Oh, yeah.
for 2 weeks ago. But yeah, we'll see how it did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting it to do pretty decently, honestly.
I hope so.
It's gonna
I'm
have
excited.
yeah. I mean, I don't think the price was too high, and I'm seeing a lot of like they had Jimmy Fallon do a challenge on it. He just did
Oh.
like the behind his back one, like pushing in to see how many he could do, And then he asked people to like beat that score and stuff, and he got a bunch of people tweeting at him and
That's
stuff.
fun.
So
See, you get
That's
to talk
super funny.
show hosts.
Yeah.
It's all over. It's just like
Fallon.
Yeah.
Conan,
Yeah.
Kojima got Conan.
Yeah.
So Nintendo were just like, we got to get Fallon right now.
That's their little rivalry they have there. They got to get like Conan and Fallon together now to like do like who's the better one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But
I love that he called Conan. Conan the
Sorry.
Barbarian. Conan O'Brien the Barbarian.
I was
Conan.
sorry. Aside, I was really surprised they revealed his involvement in Death Stranding.
That was weird.
I thought they were gonna keep that a secret, man.
Conan
and then
O'Brien.
like they did like the Conan's gamer
Spoilers.
segment and just like there you go. I mean, it's highly publicized. Like,
Highly.
And I mean-
I have a feeling you could not if you went online all you have seen this. So it's like
I haven't
I won't
seen
say how
any
he's involved
spoilers.
though. Like that's like they do reveal it in that segment. So don't watch it if you don't want to see how
Yeah.
Conan's involved. But like I'm
Conan.
so glad I didn't know what it was, and then wow, yeah.
Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah. uh,
Conan the Barbarian rated R. Conan the Destroyer rated PG.
I don't
That's
care about any of those,
Nerfed.
honestly.
old school stuff, old school ratings, aren't they all? They're all weird and stuff, right?
Maybe PG-13.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ring Fit Adventure, good stuff. We have some questions this week for our patron Q&A section.
Let them fly.
Let them fly. So for those of you who aren't aware, if
Force. Sorry.
Fly, you fools. Did I ever tell you that like I never knew what he said because I only saw the film version of it,
That's
and I didn't
hilarious.
understand what he said when
Yeah.
he yelled at Frodo. I'm like, what the hell? He said something. You
It's
fools.
Run, You Fools.
Well, in the movie he says fly.
Yeah,
you
in the movie he
fools.
says fly.
Does he?
Yeah.
But it sounds like
No.
it sounds like
Yeah.
multiple syllables.
I didn't know for years also. This is
He
the
says
thing.
run your
This is
fool.
the thing. This
If
is
you
the
put
thing.
on the subtitles,
Yeah.
like as soon as I got the home video version, I put on subtitles. Like
Yeah.
it says, I was like, "Fly, you
Yeah.
fools!"
Yep.
What? He
Wait.
totally does not say fly. That
Yeah.
does not sound anything like fly.
Yeah.
Oh, because I think the Norwegian subtitles might actually say
Oh.
run.
Oh.
But that's probably
language.
because fly, you wouldn't say that if somebody's escaping. That's dumb. I don't like that. Are you okay?
Yeah, I always hit my head because I get so animated. I always like get
No, I'm
up.
gonna do it.
get up on this bike.
Yeah.
Hello
Fly,
there.
you fools.
Fly, you fools.
No.
Sorry, our audio listeners.
You're wrong. Everyone's wrong. It's a run. That doesn't
Run,
make
you
any
fools.
sense.
Run, you fools. That
It would be
makes...
funny if Frodo was like, "What?
I can't hear you.
Fly?
Get enough. Again. Get
I
enough.
ain't got
Get enough. You're
wings.
falling. Get enough. I can't hear you. Speak up.
Yeah, no, it's run. They're all wrong."
If you are a $5 and up patron, you can submit questions for consideration for our episodes of Friend Code. The week we're recording, I will make a post calling for those your submissions. They don't have to be related to the topic we're talking about. They just have to be Nintendo related now. We've changed that, and we will answer a few of those in this segment here at the end of each episode. And I've asked both of our guests to each pick a question this week that they felt seemed interesting. And our first one comes from Zach. Did any of you do Wii Fit back in the day? Or do you know any non-gamers who used Wii Fit? Do you think that audience will migrate over to Ring Fit Adventure? My aunt, shout out, doesn't have time to go to the gym, but she stays healthy by riding her bike and playing Just Dance on the Wii. Yeah, the Wii. Crazy, right? Ring Fit seems right up her alley, and I wonder if, after all is said and done, Ring Fit will be enjoyed by more non-gamers than core gamers, as we are called.
I mean, I thought the interesting part about this question was the last one, the last part about like, will non-gamers go to this? Because I mean, it does, demand a lot. You need to get a Switch and get the game, and that's
Yeah.
already like almost $400. But I think, the thing that this has as a positive is the fact that it is less fitness appy. It doesn't have all these requirements. I felt it was not judgmental. I guess because my history of the fit and Jillian's and I felt very judged when I played my games. They were like, "You are not strong. You cannot run fast enough." And I was like, "Okay,
love.
yeah." Here it was just like, "We're gonna test your strength. Okay, let's move on." I was like, "Oh." I don't get a comment. You're just gonna let me be myself. Thank
Letter
you.
grade?
Wow. No. I think it will be very interesting to see though, because I think the Nintendo, at least the Switch Lite, is, I think more like casual gamers. might get, because we all love mobile games, but I think a lot of people are tired of being on their phones all the time. It's nice to have something separate. And I do think that this is something that, especially I think Wii Fit people will probably go to, because it's very different from Just Dance, because it's more like strength core, as you talked about, like exercises. But that's a cool thing that I wonder if Nintendo realizes, that maybe we should include more dancey stuff or more yoga stuff, or, that kind of thing. Because I think that was kind of forgotten in this one, for better or worse, But yeah.
I don't think this is going to blow up big. I think this is the exercise game for gamers. I think the RPG adventure mode is such a video game that I just don't see like moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas engaging with it on the level of Wii Fit. And the whole Wii Fit of like when it came out, the novelty, like that was such a moment in time. This feels a little more catered to, you play a lot of video games but don't exercise? Like, let's try it out.
Yeah. But also, I mean, the positive of it is the fact that it's not difficult to get into, though, right? Like thinking of like parents or whatever, like it doesn't demand you to, like, I mean, yes, it's RPG, but I mean, it doesn't go full RPG, right? It only goes kind of like, we're going to explain to you why you're running around, and then you're going to have a fun, creatures with fun pun names, and they're all really nice and cute. And I mean, like, look at how many people play Pokemon who never played Pokemon ever. Like, and suddenly people were at Santa Monica Pier running around like crazy people. I was there. I was wearing my shirt with my logo on. It was... Anyways, like, I think maybe we are underestimating non-gamers. Okay. You know what I mean? That might just be me. Maybe it's just me hoping that people will, do this, because it is nice to get out of your phone. Yeah. And even though you're looking at a screen, it's a different experience. Same goes with VR. Like, you're still in a screen, literally with VR. I guess I wish that people would go out more, and I guess this is the closest we can get to that.
Like, we've all been there, that moment when like you have to take a research break, but you're like so in the game, you're like, I can wait.
Every day.
I can wait.
Yeah.
I can wait.
Yeah.
An hour goes by. Like, I've had to go take a research break for an hour. I can wait. Keep going. When I get to the next save spot, I'll do it. Just like, oh my God. Like, just couch locked for hours.
Seriously, there's a point where I just said, like, this is not more important. Go do what you want. Like, go get a drink.
Eat.
Go take 10 steps to the refrigerator and get a bottle of water. Like, this is still gonna be here in 10 seconds. Like,
sometimes it won't. Sometimes you have to sit, and then
that getting over that mentality, it's like was a good thing for like someone like for me personally, was that on command I could say, screw, like, I need to go do this. Stop. I'm done with this. Like, it's a You need to be able to do that, or else you should probably take a step back and be like, is this really something like that you should be so... It's great to be immersed in something, but you need to be careful.
Like, I want to have the conviction and willpower to play this game for an hour every day.
I want to.
Isn't that the ideal, right?
Yeah.
You legit. This is your exercise game.
Like 20 to 30 minutes is the bare minimum.
You do 30 minutes of this a day. Like, this is your homework. All right, before I flip on Link's Awakening, or before I flip on Astral Chain, or whatever it may be, you like a parental lock.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, to unlock
that's
the
what they
game.
need. That's the mode they need. You
have to put in 30 minutes of...
Like, do an unrecoverable password where it says, unless you do 30 minutes of this game, all your other games are locked off.
That would be great.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Sign me up. Seriously, sign me up.
Oh,
because I don't have the willpower. I need that.
I say sign me up now, but it will probably... what would happen was I just put my Switch down and be like, I'm not going to play today.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't have the willpower to do that every day, but that's actually that's a really funny idea.
That's good, Huber.
Yeah, get motivated like that. Yeah.
Our next question comes from Timothy.
Nice.
Hey, Damiani, Huber, and Sofia. Just a quick one for you all. If Super Mario Odyssey had added more DLC worlds and they were themed after levels seen in previous Mario games, what would you have liked to have seen?
So the biggest thing I wanted.
Okay, Huber, here we go.
Yeah, you have to think about this one.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey, or no, I'm sorry, Mario Galaxy 1 or 2 is it that has Throwback Galaxy?
Yeah, Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Has Throwback Galaxy. I would have liked a Throwback Planet or Throwback or Throwback Worlds in Odyssey where you go and it's either like a side-scrolling level, classic side-scroller.
Yeah.
Then you go to another one, and it's like all of a sudden we're flying to different planets. We're in Super Mario Galaxy, or you go on one and you have Yoshi, and you have the cape, and it's 3D World. So like a tribute kind of to all the eras of Mario. I think that was like I think it would have been just a perfect place for it. Because Throwback Galaxy was really cool, but I feel like they didn't lean into it enough. It was like just a taste. But I would have loved in Galaxy. Or
It's kind of interesting.
Odyssey and Galaxy.
That's an interesting point, Huber, because another series they do, Mario Kart,
Yeah.
they do bring back older tracks, especially ones that were done in 2D and reimagine them in 3D.
Yeah.
And that's part of like the celebration of their history of that game. And as you said, like Throwback Galaxy, with very little exceptions here, is been like with the largest effort of like bringing back like an old level and completely redoing it.
Yeah.
And you don't really see that in any of the Mario game, the 3D Mario games doing something, especially taking even a 2D Mario level and trying to like reimagine that in 3D. Like you don't really see that, which is interesting. And I'm curious why they don't really do that, and B, that seems like a pretty cool idea for like a DLC level or world.
Exactly,
sorry.
for DLC, exactly, because it's not too in your face, on the nose. It's DLC. Not everyone gets DLC or plays it.
Yeah.
Like it's a tribute to Mario. Also, my biggest complaint with Odyssey was that there was no like Boo Ghost House World. So I think if you kind of tie it all into one encompassing DLC package, you go into a ghost house. Now you're replaying old, that's the whole trick of the ghost house is like all of a sudden you're jumping into a painting and you're like Mario 64 vibes, and how cool would that be?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you have anything from like Mario that you'd like to like see in 3D Mario and Odyssey? Is there anything you've seen before you'd like to see them revisit again?
Well, there's this underwater. Psych. No, I hate underwater.
Okay, I was like, where are we going with this?
Joke. I don't know. I like the idea of the side-scrolling like throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually really cool.
Odyssey has that mechanic in there
Yeah,
where you
go
just
to the
switch.
wall, right?
Yeah.
So are you
talking about like a whole level like that, or do you mean taking like the camera in the 3D world and just like fixing it to the side and like you're playing like a 2D side-scrolling level?
Like New Super Mario Brothers style, so like side-scrolling level, but then it like goes into parts that are 3D or something. Like 3D land, and then you're like going through that style.
I know. Okay, I get what you're talking about now. Yeah, I could see them doing something like that.
I'm gonna say that, but also underwater. I just want the cool like clinky music, the keyboard like the clinky keyboard. Like
They need to bring it back.
every underwater level on every game sucks, but it would be kind of funny just to do like you want to play this fun game? Well, too bad. You got to go underwater and swim around, and it sucks.
What's the best underwater level?
None.
They
don't exist.
In every game ever right now, number one.
I couldn't tell you, Huber.
BioShock doesn't count.
Maybe Donkey Kong Country, one of the Donkey Kong Country
No.
levels. Maybe I don't
with the
know.
swordfish? Yeah, no.
I don't
I like
know.
the swordfish though.
The music's is good in some underwater levels. I'll give you that. I don't know, Huber, about underwater stuff. I mean, at least Odyssey's underwater controls weren't great, but they weren't trash.
Yeah.
There are some, like a lot of games get underwater controls just so bad that like you just never want to touch it.
Yeah.
This
Every
at least was
again.
this was tolerable because you could use the hat to become like a fish underwater. It's like
Yeah.
a fish. I was like, oh, thank you. Someone finally got it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
was that in Donkey Kong Country too, where you turned into like a fish?
Yes.
That was really cool.
Yes.
That's the only times they pull it off. But when you gotta actually swim, girl, no, I don't have to.
Bring
no.
the frog suit back.
Oh yeah.
Bring
I
it
forgot
back.
That's
Mario
Mario
3.
3. Yeah.
It's got to be one of my favorite suits ever in Mario.
I feel yeah.
Because that makes swimming underwater a breeze.
Yeah,
the
it's
thing
true.
is, though, even if you like 100% Mario 3, I swear there's like a total of 2
They're
or
so
3
precious.
frog suits, in the whole game.
They are so valuable.
That's the worst.
And you get so angry when you lose them.
Yep.
You're just like,
Yep.
no, because you can't collect it back. It's just like, why'd you do that to me?
Yeah.
No.
Painful.
I know at some point we talked about, not you and me, but on a different episode, I talked with other people about Mario Odyssey DLC at one point and like where it was and what we would want. So I will keep it short and sweet by saying I think a cool thing they could just do in any future Mario game, like I'm expecting to see this at some point and just be like, that's cool, is you're just in like a 3D Mario world, one of the worlds, and you walk up to a cart and they just have like a Mario Kart track in there and it's part of the world and it turns into Mario Kart controls when you're playing it. It's like, oh yes, it just like one level just like that, like 1 star or something. It's just like win first place in the race and it's got like red shells, blue shells. It's like, holy crap. And it's like at the racetrack or something, and then you can walk away and go to the rest of the level and it's still there. You can walk over the course normally. It's like, I just want to see that just one time.
Yeah.
You know,
And then if you drive into the water, it turns into an underwater.
yes,
Submarine.
And you're like,
Submarine
oh
cart.
no!
and then you're stuck there, and then you have to do your swimming workout in Ring Fit Adventure 2 to
To
unlock
escape.
being able to play
That's
again.
something like
There-
swimming
Oh.
exercise. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I know there's some of the like weird like Wii Fit or like the balance board ones where you were like biking and stuff.
Oh,
like I wonder
gosh,
if they're
yes.
gonna use the ring to like not just be you're having a ring that's like a character in the game. If it's gonna be like pretend this is a basketball or whatever. That was dumb. Don't do the basketball game. Please don't do a basketball game. No.
There you go.
We don't want to dance with a basketball. No.
Dance with it. Just
Oh my
going behind
God.
your back, spinning it on your finger.
Like,
And-
you have a good like color guard marching band game with it, like throwing that thing up in the air, twirling it, catching
Oh
it.
man, accidents waiting to happen too. Man,
Whew. Yeah, that's all I got on Mario Odyssey DLC. Other than I expect a Mario Odyssey 2 at some point.
Game Awards.
We're not getting we haven't gotten DLC by this point. Like World DLC, we're probably getting a sequel or some new follow up.
Yeah.
Game Awards, I like that, Huber.
yeah.
I'll
Believe.
if not, maybe next year we'll get it announced.
Yeah.
Have to believe. But that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Friend Code. Thank you to everyone who submitted your questions for consideration for our patron Q&A. Again, $5 and up patrons, you can submit those questions. Also, if you are a $5 and up patron, you get this episode as well as other episodes of many of our other shows early as part of our early access tier. This one episode specifically, just want to explain this real quick. We were recording late on a Wednesday today, so normally this episode would have episodes for Friend Code usually go up by Wednesday afternoon, but obviously it's not possible, so this one will be a little staggered. So I apologize that this is coming a little bit later to patrons, but just a special circumstance and stuff like that. But generally this goes up Wednesdays for patrons and Fridays for everyone else. So thank you for all of your support. Thank you for both of you for joining me this week. Any final things you want to say about Ring Fit Adventure?
I like talking about video games with Sophia.
Oh,
It's rare.
I like talking about video games with you guys.
Yeah, it's a treat.
Thank you
It's a
for,
treat.
Thank you for having me. I always have
Always
so
a
much
pleasure.
fun. Yeah, Ring Fit's great. Go get it. Or get NBA ballers, whatever it's called. Baller
This is
Beats.
going to be suggested as
Yeah.
a game that we're going to have to play.
Yep.
Yeah, NBA
you
Baller Beats.
just-
I'm
It's,
sorry.
it's happening now.
Ah.
I mean, y'all should. It's pretty hilarious.
Just mark it down. Easy Living 2020 NBA Ballers.
Bring a basketball.
Until next time, everybody, may the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.